So I'm up again in an old building, 140 years old, and I'm sort of doing some finishing plaster to this wall. So I just want to demonstrate, I'm not a professional, but I've done quite a lot of finishing plastering, not so much recently, but let's see how it goes. And I'm sure there's lots of different ways of doing it, but this is how I've been doing it, and it seems to have been alright so far. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the wall, and I've already done a lot of it, but you want to make sure that around it there's no loose or things that, you know, loose paint or anything like that, so that this is more or less flat, because you don't want to have like a big belly. So this plaster I put on a couple of weeks ago. So preparing the surface is important. So make it even, and also you want to avoid big holes as well, because that can be quite tricky. So then we need to make the surface wet. Where's the brush? Where is the brush? Hello. Okay, found the brush. So we just make it, you also want it to be dust free, so that washing it down helps to remove the dust, because if it's all dusty, the plaster will not attach. Okay, so we wash the wall down, and also it means the plaster won't dry just as quickly, because that's the tricky bit, that you time it well with the finishing plaster. You will see that later. So mixing the plaster is quite tricky with one hand, but I'll try my best. Oops, I need. So I've added the water to the bucket, as you can see, and then I'm adding the finishing plaster. I hope you can see all of this. So the finishing plaster is here. This bag here, this is what it looks like. Sorry, it's upside down, isn't it? Sorry about that. Okay, so it's this powder, so you chuck that in. And it's you don't want to add too much, so add a few scoops and then see what it looks like. Yeah, it needs quite a bit more, but with experience you develop a sense of when it's enough. So if you're doing big amounts, then it'd be worth it to get one of those mixers that you can put at the front of the drill. So if I had to do the whole bucket, I wouldn't do it by hand, but I've only got a tiny bit. It really needs to be mixed well, and this is probably not a bad consistency. You can hopefully see it. And finishing plaster is all about time. You have to time things well, or you could be in big trouble. So that should be about alright. So you need a trowel like this. Yes, you can buy them at a builder's merchants. Right, so I'm going to go over to the wall. I'm going to place the phone here, and hopefully it will be filming okay. No, it doesn't like that. It likes it more like this. Ooh, it's probably all going upside down and everything. But never mind. Okay, I think you can see, I hope. So what you do is you add, it's a bit runny, should be a bit less runny, but basically you add it to the trowel like that. You go to where you want, you have the trowel at an angle, and pull it up. and you can hear when so basically you pull it up the whole wall, and with experience you know how much to put on. It's only quite a thin layer, maybe 2-3 millimeters in thickness. Okay, I'm working my way across. Right, there's some more, here we go. Now, when I put the lime plaster, because it's an old building, so I used lime plaster. You know, once you can sort of see this grey, yellowy, that's lime plaster with a bit of cement in it, but because it's an old building, lime plaster is much more flexible and won't crack as much as cement. So there you go. A bit more over there. So I think you get the idea, I hope. And I mean, if you do it for the first time, I wouldn't do a big piece like this. I would practice somewhere where it doesn't matter so much. So basically you just pull it up like this and make sure you don't have, the holes aren't too big, and have it at an angle. Have the trowel always at an angle at this stage anyway. As you can see, if I do this, you get some finishing plaster on here, and if you have a hole somewhere like here, then that's what you do. So that when you see me go around like this, that's what I do. Okay. So it's sort of distributed, and here it's a bit too wet, so I have to leave it here because I'm just pushing it around and around otherwise. So then you do that to the whole wall. So I've now got everything on, and I'm now just looking, because in most places it's still too soft to properly work, whereas in others it's already drying out. But if you use water again, you have different surfaces. You have sort of, that's already painted, but you can go over it. I've roughed it before. So now I'm just looking whether there's any bigger holes or unevennesses, and so that I can correct. And you don't want to overdo it. Now, if I was plastering another wall like this, I have now reached a stage where I'm roughly happy. But there's another method to close all the small holes, but I'll have to wait now a little bit. So it's now been about 10 minutes since I was working on it, and I think now it's good to do the finishing. So what you need for the finishing is a brush, water bucket with clean water, and then basically you can, it would be best to have a wide brush, but basically I only have this now, so basically you can sort of just add a bit of water, which will soften the surface enough that the small holes you have made, or that are still here, that they can be closed. Oh, and if it's too soft somewhere, then just go back later. Because of course the water will soften it. But this is how you can just finish it off, the little, the little holes that you invariably get after first applying it, where you just want to make sure that it's nice and straight and that the holes aren't too big. And then your job is much easier. Yeah, that's almost there. And I have to say, I'm not a professional plasterer. There are people who do this every day, and they would probably use different methods. They could explain it better than me. But I just want to show you, it's not too difficult actually. This is an old building, and all the walls are completely, well, they're not straight. It goes all over the shop. So I feel confident that what I'm doing here is absolutely fine. And by the way, this is the kitchen, so there's going to be tiles on this wall anyway. But so that's why I haven't plastered probably for a year now. So I thought I'd practice on this wall, where it doesn't matter so much because I'm going to tile over it. And that's exactly the kind of thing you can do if you start. If you start, but to begin with, I would just do like a small piece so you can get familiar with how quickly it dries and everything. Again, if you make it wet, then you have more of a chance that it'll dry equally everywhere. I think that's now pretty much done. I'll get you a bit closer to it so that you can see it's quite nice and smooth. Here we go, it's quite nice and smooth. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, I hope you watch some more of my videos. Thank you.